I hope you enjoyed this story. This week we are going to be making scarecrows. From your art box this week we will need your scissors, your Elmer's glue, your glue stick, and your Sharpie. From your materials bag you're going to need your yellow paper, your brown paper, your blue paper, orange and green paper, googly eyes, buttons, your popsicle sticks, your burlap, and your straw. First, we're going to start with our scissors, our popsicle sticks, yellow paper, and orange paper. We want to take our yellow paper, we're going to be making the eyes, so it's going to depend if you want to make circular eyes or if you want to make triangle eyes on how you're going to cut your paper. You can take a pencil and you can draw the shape of your eyes if you'd like, and also fold your paper in half again, like we normally do when we want to make the same size eyes. So we're folding our paper in half. I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to draw my eyes, and I just want to see if that might be a little too big. So I'm going to make them a little smaller, and I'm making mine in the shape of this shape right here. You can make triangles if you'd like. It all depends. So I'm going to draw this, and I'm going to now cut it. And you're better off making them a little bit big, just in case, because you can always make them smaller if you have to. So now I just want to put them on my scarecrow. That's probably a good size, because remember, your hat's going to be up here and his shirt's going to be down there, and I want room for his nose and his mouth. So I can probably put him up a little bit higher. So I'm going to put those aside for right now. Like I said, I can always trim them, and we're just using the popsicle sticks to measure for now. Next is going to be his nose. I'm actually going to cut this paper in half because it'll be easier to work with. I'm going to make a triangle nose. And that might end up being a little too big, but I can always trim it down. So that's about right for now. So I'm going to put all of these aside. Next, we're going to take our scissors, our blue paper, our popsicle sticks, and our Sharpie. And we're going to measure his shirt. So I want enough of the popsicle sticks at the end of it that I want to be able to have space that this will be able to glue on and stick on. Like, I don't want it at the very edges. I want it up a bit. So maybe about that far up or so, because we still want to have room for his face. So what I'm going to do is put it right about there, and I'm going to take my Sharpie or a pencil, whichever you feel more comfortable with, and I'm just going to make a little mark just so I know where to cut. And then I'm going to decide, so if it's going to be, let's say, that far up, I think I'm going to make his shirt come down just maybe about that far. So then I'm going to make a line that way. And then I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm just going to cut on the lines that I just made. You can draw lines. I'm just cutting on the markings right now. And if I measure it, again, you're always better off making it bigger or longer. That way you'll have more space. You can cut it, trim it down later if you have to. Next, we're going to take our Elmer's glue, our glue stick, our blue paper, our buttons, our scrap yellow and orange paper, and the scissors and we're going to make, if you'd like, you don't have to, but I'm going to make a collar and then some suspenders for my Scarecrow's shirt or his outfit. So I'm going to take my yellow paper and I'm going to fold it in half and I'm going to cut 2 triangles like this. And these are going to be his collars. I think I might angle them and point them out more. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the orange. All I need are 2 long, thin strips. So I'm sure you can manage to find something from one of the scrap pieces that will give you that. So I'm folding it because I want to try to get them fairly the same. And I'm just going to cut just like this. And I just want to trim up the bottoms. And I can always trim the bottom of the blue paper so my suspenders stop right at the very end of his shirt. I'm going to angle these. And I'm going to put them so that they stick out like this. I'm going to move the suspenders out a bit. So it will look something like that, and then I'm going to stick my buttons on. So I'm going to glue all of those on so that he'll have his shirt. Next, we're going to take our Sharpie, our eyes, nose, googly eyes, popsicle sticks, glue stick, and Elmer's glue. And we're going to want to place the eyes on here, just measuring first. Probably right about there, because his hat is going to be probably, because you have the straw that's going to be coming out and the burlap and the paper. So we're going to want to probably at least that much. And then his shirt will start about here. So we're working with about that much room. And then you figure you're going to draw his mouth. So I'm wondering if I should possibly trim my eyes a bit and my nose. I think I'm going to. So I'm going to grab my scissors and I'm going to trim them just a bit. And then I'm going to glue them on. Make sure they're the same. And I'm going to glue on his nose. I think I'm going to trim that a bit as well. And let's see. I'm just going to make his nose a little thinner, that's all. Just a smidgen thinner. And so now I'm going to glue them on. So I'm going to, you can use this or your glue stick. So I'm going to use the Elmer's glue. And remember, you want to get the edges so they don't pop up on you. So I'm going to put the nose right there. And then I'm going to put my eyes on either side of my nose. You can glue your eyes on first if you'd like. I just chose to do the nose, and that way I can place the eyes right about there, almost like on the second popsicle stick. So there's 1, and there'd be 2, and then 1, and then 2. So you want those 2. The second one in on both sides. I think that's a good spot to place the eyes. So right about there. So my eyes are on, and now I'm going to glue my googly eyes on. And I think I'm going to make a goofy Scarecrow maybe. I'll put 1 here and maybe 1 up there. Maybe I'll put them both up there. You can put the eyes wherever you want, but I'm going to glue those on right now. I don't know, maybe I'll just make them looking in one direction. Actually, I'm going to make them silly, I think. I don't know. I think that's good for now. And then you can make his mouth, and you can make it a smiley, you can make it a squiggly, you can make him mad, you can make him any way you want. I'm going to make him smiley, I think, and I'm just going to draw with my Sharpie a smiley. And then I'm just going to make some X's on it because they stitch his mouth up on her. Next, we're going to take our Elmer's glue, our glue stick, our scissors, popsicle face, straw, burlap, and brown paper. And you might want to also grab a Sharpie or your pencil to draw out his hat. It's up to you. You can cut it freehand or you could draw it. So we're going to start by putting this aside for a moment. And we're going to take our straw. We're going to cut some shorter pieces. I'm just cut just like this. I'm going to push that aside. And I'm going to have just some like this. And what I want to do is I'm just going to glue a few, because we're going to make his hair. You can just glue a few pieces down like this. Just like that. So I'm going to put some glue on my popsicle sticks, just at the top here. Enough that I'm going to spread it out. I would use the Elmer's glue for this and not the glue stick, but it's up to you. I'm just going to kind of press down. Actually, just kind of let it sit like that. And I'm going to stick some on this side as well. Doesn't matter if it's even. Just need to have some on there. You want to kind of spread it out so it's staying down and that it has glue on it. So I think that's about all I'm going to use. You can always stick a little more on. And if you want to give them some bangs, you can cut some short pieces and put it in the middle. But that's what I'm going to do. It's up to you if you want to draw a hat or if you just want to cut it. I'm going to draw a triangle like this. And then I'm going to trim the paper, just like this. It's alright if the black's showing because I'm just going to flip mine over and use the other side. But leave the bottom the same, so it's going to look like that. And I'm going to stick glue on top of my straw. Again, I'm going to use this glue. I'm going to put a good amount because I want my hat to stick, and I'm going to press it down really good. And I'm going to squeeze it. Probably glue like this, squeeze it out the back, but that's okay. It's going to dry. You can always add a few more pieces of straw on after. The hat will also help keep the straw on. So now that I have my hat on, I'm going to take the burlap next, and I'm going to place it right across like that. But I think I might trim it. I don't know. Actually, I think I'm going to let it sit wide, just like that. And I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to use the Elmer's glue. And I'm going to make that stay on, just like that. And now we're going to glue on his shirt. So I trimmed mine to meet right where the suspenders end. You can do that if you'd like. If not, you can leave it just the way it is. And I'm going to put it right about there. So I'm going to put a little on the top, and I'm going to go put it right about there. And I'm going to just press down on it right to the end of the popsicle stick. And now he's done.